Good evening, football fans, and welcome to F&M Bank Stadium. Piedmont football is on the air. Tonight, the Wildcats look to bounce back from a tough loss last week in their first ever game against 6A competition when they take on the Noble Bears here tonight. Hi, everyone. Luke McConnell and Ian Nickel here with you to bring you all the action this evening, presented by Rob's Ranch here on Crossover Radio Sports, your home for sports talk with a purpose. It's senior night tonight, yet another sign this season is one unlike any other. With so much uncertainty each week, it makes sense to make sure these students who have put so much into their respective sports and activities get the recognition they deserve. Last week, the Wildcats' first foray into Class 6A competition did not go particularly well, as the offense was held to less than 75 total yards with 5 turnovers by a very athletic Putnam City North defense. The defense had a few moments, but was worn down by the offense's inability to control the clock. Piedmont returns to the friendly confines of Stout Field tonight to take on a Noble team coming off their own big loss to a 6A opponent in Midwest City. The Bears were hanging tough late in the first half, but a cataclysmic series of events turned a 6-0 game into a 4-touchdown deficit at halftime. The Bears have 2 10-win seasons in the past 3 years, but injuries have exposed a thinner than normal roster. But Noble still boasts plenty of firepower and one of the toughest offenses the Wildcats will face all season long. And Ian, a really tough loss for Piedmont last week, a humbling loss, if you will, 39-3, the final score over at Putnam City North, and nothing went right for the Wildcats. It was hard to take anything good away from that.
Yeah, it was a very rough performance for them as they entered the 6A field, I guess, taking on a new opponent in Putnam City North. But, you know, going 10-3 last year and having a dominating performance, there's nothing wrong with a little non-district humble pie. And I expect this team to be motivated going into this next game against Noble. And I think this is going to benefit them long term. Does it sting short term? Yes, absolutely. But I feel like long term, this will benefit them for sure.
And it was a little bit of everybody on offense as far as the struggles were concerned. 3 fumbles, 2 interceptions amongst the 5 turnovers, 2 of those by Wesley Morrison. And he was certainly despondent after that second one on the sideline. And just nothing went right, again, for Piedmont offensively. What in particular did Putnam City North do to limit the Wildcats so effectively?
I'm not sure. That stack defense, they were just always just felt like a blitz, and they were able to provide pressure onto that Wildcat offense. And I think seeing such big bodies like you did in Putnam City, where a lot of the guys were 6 foot, 250, big, nothing like they've ever seen before. So I think that worried them a little bit, and then you got to hold on to the ball. You can't eat your Butterfingers. Eat a Snickers, because the triple option requires so much discipline, and you need to hold on to that football.
Defensively, the Wildcats didn't play particularly bad, especially in the second half. First quarter, or one play into the second quarter, it was 19-0, thanks to a couple passing touchdowns from Carson Laverty of Putnam City North. But the rest of the first half and parts of the third quarter were not terrible on the defensive side, as they kind of were able to clamp down. But as the game went along, both sides kind of lost their cool a little bit. Piedmont definitely lost their cool just a little bit. Some extracurricular penalties, and that really kind of incited North to keep egging them on, and had some issues getting off the field at the end of the game, but ultimately no harm, no foul as they went their separate ways. But definitely you could see the frustration on Piedmont's faces after the game and in the midst of all of that.
Yeah, very frustrating loss. And the defense, what went wrong for the defense was they were too small on the corner ends. They had to face receivers that were 6'4", 6 foot, 6'6". I think our tallest corner is 6 foot flat. So that height advantage and getting those arms, they just have that height advantage, and they could put their arms up and not worry about the cornerback. It's like Bobon just dunking over P.J. Tucker in the NBA. It's just, you can't really do anything about it. They're just up there, and you can't really do anything about it.
Indeed. Tonight, the Wildcats looking to get back on track against the Noble Bears, again coming off their own big loss to a 6A opponent. 40-6 the loss last week against Midwest City. Like we mentioned, down 6-0 with less than 3 minutes left in the first half. And the following sequence of events took place. A bad punt that led to a short field, a bad punt snap that went into the end zone that Midwest City fell on, a pick six on the very next possession, and then an opening third quarter touchdown drive by the Bombers. And suddenly it was 35-6, or excuse me, 34-6. Yeah, just like that, a few minutes into the third quarter, and 28 to nothing rather at halftime. After it was 6-0 with less than 3 minutes to go. Just an unbelievable sequence there.
Yeah, Midwest City. Midwest City's a really good team. I also think they'll make a semifinal as well. They've always been a solid 6A team. And I think Noble also just, those mistakes were plenty. And also, they were playing without their quarterback, if I'm not mistaken. Number 2,
Trevor
Lawrence, a.k.a. Chili. Apparently, that's what he likes to be called. Well, the Chili's frozen tonight as he is out for the game with a illness that is not COVID.
Colin Thomas, the running back for Noble, also out tonight. The quarterback will be number 18, Colin Fisher, who Coach Greg George really likes, says he can sling it all over the fields, and we'll get a first taste of that. Ian, you've had front row seat to these Noble games over the past few years. What do the Bears bring to the table?
Well, it was interesting because last year was the first time we ever beat them. It was really close a couple years ago where it was 12-3, and then we lost to them. That was my sophomore year. 40, and then junior year we got blown out by them, and then I think they weren't expecting this offense, and that's what's going to make the difference tonight, and that veteran defense as well.
We're through all the senior festivities, the band out on the field for the pregame festivities. We'll go ahead and step aside for our first break here in the pregame show, and we will come back with Piedmont coach Jeff Hall and his pregame thoughts. You're listening to Piedmont Football, presented by Rob's Ranch.
Advertising packages start on this streaming station for less than $10 a game. Call 405-726-0835 or email adam@squirtle.com right now for more information. Like the pros with Squirtle Live. Find out more at squirtle.com/stream.
Score that perfect design at Touchdown Graphics just north of the curve in Pond Creek. They offer screen printing and embroidery on t-shirts, shorts, hoodies, and more. Show your spirit for your school, team, club, or special event with a custom design from Touchdown Graphics. Call 580-532-4579 or see them online at touchdowngraphics.com. Touchdown Graphics. It's good.
At Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, we've helped a lot of people, and our goal was to treat each and every person like a friend. And as a friend, we've got your back always. We understand what you're going through. Being lawyers is what we do, but it's not all that we are. We care. We'll stand beside you throughout the entire legal process, not just as lawyers, but as your friends. We are Maples Nixon Diesel Horse, and we are here to help.
Give me the scissors. Find the wipes. Scissors. I go. That's Piedmont coach Jeff Hall getting us ready for tonight's game against the Noble Bears. And Ian, a lot of talk in there about turnovers and taking care of the football. And what we've seen from the Wildcats offense so far this season is that has been the key to success for this offense as a whole. Even in that 31-7 win over El Reno, a couple turnovers there prevented that game from being a lot more out of hand than it was.
Yeah, absolutely. And when they started last year, they had the same problem. It just takes a little bit of time to get into that system and to make sure it runs like a well-oiled machine to where you are not fumbling the ball and holding on to the ball is second nature.
Both teams moving out toward the field, getting ready to take the field tonight. Ian, what are you looking for tonight for the offense and the defense for Piedmont?
Offensively, I think the elephant in the room. No turnovers. Don't turn over the ball. That's the easiest thing that you could point out. And then the other thing I'm interested in on offense is the quarterback. How much time is Joey and Bo going to get? How much time are they going to get holding on to the ball under the center, of course? Defensively, I'm looking forward to seeing how much they can pressure the backup quarterback. This is the second time they faced a backup quarterback this year. How hard are they going to go at him, and how angry are they from from last week's beatdown from Putnam City?
Those answers and more coming up here. Just about a minute and a half to go before kickoff. Piedmont in their home yellow with blue and white trim on the shoulder pads, white helmet, and white pants with blue and gold trim down the side. Noble in the all whites this evening. Blue trim, all white, no trim on the side. A little bit of blue and gold on the shoulder pads. And linebacker Sean Gillespie and Decatur Warrior out there dealing with the coin toss. Noble has won the toss, and they will defer to the second half. So Piedmont will get the ball first to start this one. It should be a great contest tonight. Great crowd on hand. Full stands here in Piedmont. Everyone masked up on both sides here. Good contingent made the trip up from Noble as well. So we are just about set to go here from F&M Bank Stadium. Again, Luke McConnell, Ian Nickel with you here on Crossover Radio Sports, your home for Piedmont football all season long. We are presented by Rob's Ranch. And big thanks to Rob's Ranch and all of our other sponsors this season who help keep us on the air and provide just as much coverage as possible for these great local communities as the Wildcats take the field here at F&M Bank Stadium. Ian, with Piedmont getting the ball first, I believe this is the second consecutive game that they've gotten the ball to start this one. Quickly out of the gate, what do you want to see from the Wildcats, and who do you think will come out at quarterback?
I think they'll start off with Joey Mars. And I just want to see them not punt first off. Because, I mean, you want that offense to get cooking early. So you just got to prepare for that. That's what I hope for. We'll see what happens. And we don't see, Wesley Morrison. I want to see how Wesley Morrison does. Because of, just because he's turned over the ball, I believe, 3 times. But
two fumbles last week.
Week.
Don't have him down for a fumble against El Reno.
Yeah,
but with my amateur stat taking, wouldn't put it past him.
So I'd like to see him do a lot better because he seems like the A-back in this triple option offense. So we'll see as Noble is getting ready to kick it off to the left of your radio dial or your iPhone screen.
It'll be Luke Conley, the defensive end, who will be kicking off for Noble. Again, in their all whites. Coach Greg George certainly acknowledged that his team has been hit with injuries and some illness. Non-COVID related. quick to stipulate that, but
important to emphasize that.
But also quick to emphasize that his team is athletic and ready to play, and he likes his bunch. Caden Hendren and Johnny Jones back deep for the Wildcats, and we are underway. It's an onside squib kick here as the ball goes.
Like the gamble.
Oh, and
early.
it is recovered by Noble. Couldn't tell if that went out of bounds or the Bears recovered it, and the Bears recover to start this one. It hit past midfield. Everyone kind of just stood there and watched. No one went and got the football, Ian.
That's very disappointing on Piedmont's end because I'm guessing they run that play a lot. We've seen Jeff Hart open games like that. So the fact they didn't recover is very surprising. You should just be able to pounce on it when it goes past the 10-yard mark that it needs to. Very disappointing special teams from the Wildcats right now.
Sophomore Colin Fisher, the quarterback for Noble, as they come out with 5 wide receivers. LT Taylor, the man in motion. He gets the shovel pass, running to the backfield, and he's taken down by the jersey, Caden Hendren in the backfield. A loss of 3 back to the 49-yard line.
And way to escape pressure. Caden Hendren escaping the pressure of the offensive line, getting that loss for Piedmont. That's some good stuff right there. I hope we see it the whole night.
Noble will definitely push the tempo at times. They'll stay in their 5 wide receiver set. Left hash. Taylor, the man in motion once again. This time it's a shovel pass, lost football, and it's recovered by James McGuire. The Noble coaches are signaling for an incomplete pass. We'll see what it is. The line judge coming in from the far side. It was definitely a shovel pass. So this should probably be ruled an incomplete pass here.
There definitely was forward progress right there. But that play just seemed like it went nowhere. And good on James McGuire to step up on it, and we'll see what they call here.
And it looks like the referees are going to stick with the call of a fumble on the play.
We'll take that.
Noble coaches can't believe it on the far sideline, and our officiating crew looks like we don't have an official referee tonight. A man in a head linesman jersey is the guy in the backfield, and it is Bo Phelps out first with the offense. Phelps checks to the sidelines. The intended Noble player was Brandon Harper on that play. Phelps under center. Jones the man in motion. The give is to Brock Tatar off left tackle. And he dives forward for 2 yards on his first carry.
Slow and steady wins the race. Brock Tatar just getting a little bit of yardage right there. starting off slow. Don't see Wesley Morrison in the backfield as of now.
Morrison over on the sidelines at about the 50-yard line, staying beside Joey Mars and Jacob Copeland. So 2nd and 8, 10:47 and counting here in the first quarter. Phelps gives it to Tatar again, and he is upended by Caden Dominy, the inside linebacker. Give him 1 yard down to the 38-yard line, where it will be 3rd and 7 for the Wildcats.
Interesting to see what they'll do on offense right here. You have a short field. I guess you could say you're in 4-down territory, so you only need 6 yards. Piedmont's playing with house money, I think.
Wide receiver either side. Ball on the right hash, moving left to right. Phelps pitches it out. Johnny Jones got some space, one-on-one. Turns the corners, got the first down, and decked at the 29-yard line, but that'll be enough for the first down. Gain of 9 on 3rd and 7. And a great strong run from Johnny Jones and a nice block on the outside there by Jacob Anglin.
That was a good tackle by Noble's Gabe Hudson, number 5, the senior, 6'1", 180 pounds. Great run by Johnny Jones. Faked out the defense, at least faked out me, because I thought I was going straight up the middle. Great execution on that play. Great run by Johnny Jones.
We haven't been keeping a tally of how many times we're fooled by the triple option.
I
That
think
would definitely go in the tally mark. Ball spotted on the far hash here. 10 minutes to go first quarter. Phelps gives to Tatar, running through the middle of the Noble defense, angling left, and he gets down to the 21-yard line. It's going to be a gain of 8 for Tatar.
And they're now finding holes like it's Swiss cheese. Finding holes, exposing them, going at it. Great run by Brock Tatar.
2nd and 2 from the Noble 21-yard line. Piedmont got the football on what was ruled a fumble by Brandon Harper. Looked like a shovel pass from our vantage point, but either way, good news for Piedmont. The give is to Morrison, finding space on the left side. He's got the first down. Mark him down at the 17-yard line.
Great thing about Morrison is that he dives for those extra yards. He's one of the best in Piedmont's offense to do so, and that's why you have him out on the field.
That's a pickup of 4 for Morrison on his first carry. As we tick down to 9 minutes to go first quarter. No score here in the first quarter between Piedmont and Noble. Wildcats on the move. This drive started back at the 43-yard line of Noble after a fumble. Phelps gives up the middle. And that is Tatar falling forward. Gain of 3 to the 14-yard line. Already the 4th carry of the drive for Brock Tatar.
Seen a lot of his name called today. He's been doing really solid as of now. I think we might be seeing him shift up to that A-back. Again, it's, the next man up for that Piedmont offense. Doesn't matter who runs it as long as they get good yards.
Now Tatar splits out wide right. 3 wide receivers to the right side. Phelps pitches out to Hendren. Hendren, and the play is blown dead. They have a false start on Piedmont. The first penalty of the evening on the Wildcats will set the Wildcats back 5 yards to the 19-yard line, where it will be 2nd and 12.
Oh, and it looks like Morrison is hurt. He's walking toward the injury table. He's not looking too good. That false start is not great for Piedmont. You got to be disciplined on the O-line right there. You got to do better.
Morrison taking a look at that left foot ankle area. Piedmont with a wide receiver either side. Tatar behind Phelps. Hendren the man in motion. Phelps gives to Tatar right up the middle. Spinning off some tacklers. Gets down to the 16-yard line. It'll be a gain of 3 for Tatar.
In the red zone
7:28 and counting. First quarter, it'll bring up 3rd and 9 for the Wildcats.
Do we see a pass play here?
Certainly possible. 33. It would be a 33-yard field goal from here, middle of the field, well within Preston Fancher's range. Wide receiver either side for Phelps. Pitches it out, Johnny Jones. It's a fumble, and Jones has to fall on it back at the 24-yard line. Little bit of a pitch that went behind Jones. Not a great one there from Phelps, and they actually mark it at the 25-yard line, so loss of 9.
Looks like they are bringing out the kicking unit. Not a great play from Johnny Jones. That was just a bad pitch. You got to nail those. That's why we're seeing them progress more and more with pitches. We hadn't seen that in the first game that we called.
Yeah, multiple pitches on this drive. Ball spotted at the 32-yard line is where Phelps will be the holder for Preston Fancher. So 42-yard field goal. Snap down, kick is on the way. It has the distance, and it is good. A 42-yard field goal from Preston Fancher gives us our first score of the game, and the Wildcats take the early lead 3-0 with 6:16 to go in the first quarter. Stonegate Center's drug and alcohol addiction rehab facilities located in a safe and quiet, sprawling 125-acre ranch in Azle, Texas, a 45 to 90-day faith-based, gender-specific program. At Stonegate Center, we believe that recovery is a journey, not a destination. They're caring and dedicated staff with each resident to design a customized plan for lifelong sobriety. They're a local Texas addiction treatment center, and their program contains components of behavioral health, physical health, faith, and spirituality. They offer 12-step programs with the open-mindedness to meet their clients where they are. Although they work together as a staff to empower their residents to make healthy choices and address the root cause of their substance use disorders, they also recognize that everyone's journey is different. Stonegate Center is a safe place to begin the recovery journey. Ian, a great opening drive there for Piedmont in that it resulted in points, no turnovers, and a big field goal there from Preston Fancher of 42 yards.
A heck of a kick. The story of Preston Fancher is quite fascinating. Him originally just kicking balls for soccer, and then Coach Worley comes up to him, the former Piedmont coach, and says, "Hey, you want to play some football?" He said, "Sure." Rest is history.
Fancher handling the kickoff duties tonight, sends that one into the end zone to L.T. Taylor. So Talon Cope not out there, who has been handling the kickoff duties so far this season. Probably a senior night deal for the senior Preston Fancher. So the Noble offense back on the field, 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line with 6:16 to go here in the first period. And the Piedmont defense looking to force another turnover after the fumble by Brandon Harper on the first possession for the Bears.
Yeah, you want to get that taste out of your mouth of that turnover. So Noble's going to do anything they can to score here.
The give is to Taylor, running around the right side, cuts up field at the 20 and is taken down on the outside by Caden Hendren. They'll give him 1 on first down, but Hendren making life miserable so far for the Bears on the perimeter.
Yeah, he is nowhere to go but to the side. He slides to the
quickly
left.
To the line, 3 wide receivers left, 1 to the right. Fisher, southpaw, fires it out to the right. It's caught by Taylor, trying to get upfield, and he's going to be marked down at the 29-yard line. Johnny Jones with the tackle. Pickup of 8 for Taylor on his second reception.
First time we've seen him pass. Love a good southpaw. I'm a lefty myself, so seen a left-handed quarterback's awesome.
Fisher, a big guy at 6'3", 185, just a sophomore. 3rd down and 1 for the Bears. Fisher gives to Taylor, trying to make people miss, trying to find space around the right side, and he does get just enough for the first down. Give him 2. Decatur Warrior forced him out of bounds, but not before Taylor was able to pick up the first down. So the Bears moving the sticks with 5:11 and counting here in the first quarter.
Yeah, 31s are tricky, and he just got the better of that play. He got to the outside.
Fisher, play fake, rolling to his left, looking down the field, fires it to Dominy, who catches it on the run. He's going to be taken down by Joey Mars at the 40-yard line. We've got a flag on the play, though, and back at the 41-yard line, so we'll see what this is. Maybe an eligible receiver downfield. given that it looks like the umpire is the one who threw it. So we'll get an explanation here from the officials. Again, it looks like we do not have this crew's referee with us tonight. No white hats out there. Looks like the head linesman from another crew is running the show tonight, and it is an eligible receiver downfield on the Bears. So
Wow.
wipe out the 8-yard reception by Domini. They'll mark it back.
That was Domini's first reception. Last week he had two catches for 68 yards, so he's more of their deep ball threat, I'm assuming.
So the 5-yard penalty makes it 1st and 15 back at the 26-yard line. Fisher back to pass. Swings it out in the flat to Taylor, who's got blockers upfield. Makes a man miss. Down the sidelines 35, ushered out of bounds unceremoniously by number 22, Jacob Anglin. But a big gain for Taylor. Give him 14 up to the 40-yard line, and they have been trying to get the ball in Taylor's hands so far. Officially, he's the only one to touch the ball for Noble thus far.
He's their primary receiver. I believe number 12 of Piedmont jumped. That's Dawson Metter. I think we see an offside penalty, and we do. So that's going to propel Noble to a first down.
Second penalty of the game on Piedmont. Both of the 5-yard variety will move the ball to the 45-yard line. 1st and 10 Bears. 4:43 and counting first quarter. 3-0 Wildcats, courtesy of a 42-yard Preston Fancher field goal. Fisher with the snap, rolling right. Fires it down the field. It's got a wide open Brandon Harper down the sidelines. 20, 15, 10, 5, and he will score. 55 yards, Colin Fisher to Brandon Harper, and Noble takes the lead with 4:23 to play here in the first quarter.
Heck of a play. Fisher had lots of daylight. He's got a good arm, and it was just wide open, right for the taking for Noble as they have taken the lead. A heck of a play by Noble.
Looked like a little bit of a lapse between the zone coverage there for the Wildcats, passing from corner to safety, and Harper, a speedster at 5'9", 155. Just a sophomore, had over 400 yards receiving last year as a true freshman. Luke Conley on for the extra point. Bad snap, ball is loose, and flag on the play.
I don't know what that was. Seemed bad all around for Noble.
We have a false start on the Bears. So we'll try it again. 5 yards passed. Ball spotted now at the 8-yard line. Hopefully for Noble's sake, the snap will be a little bit better. Snap much better, a little slow. Conley muscles it, and it is wide to the right. No good. So with 4:23 to go, first quarter. It's Noble 6, Wildcats 3. This is Piedmont football presented by Rob's Ranch. Welcome back to F&M Bank Stadium. 4:23 to go here in the first quarter. Noble 6, Piedmont 3. 55-yard touchdown pass from Colin Fisher to Brandon Harper, capping off the 80-yard drive for the Bears. Luke Conley on to kick this one away to Caden Hendren and Johnny Jones. And another short pooch kick over toward the sideline. This one goes well out of bounds, and that'll be a flag on the play there. We'll see honestly not 100% sure where the officials spot the out of bounds in high school. It looks like the 35-yard line. Some Oklahoma rules are weird, so be honest, sometimes you just got to wait and see what happens.
Another thing I'll mention, with that missed kick, that makes it a one-possession game. I've mentioned it on my Twitter, and I might have mentioned in here that special teams, not defense, wins championships. Special teams is very important. I've been advocating that, I think, this whole season. So as Piedmont offense gets out there, let's see if they can take the lead here.
Phelps remains the quarterback for the Wildcats. Ball spotted on the far hash. Riggs, the wide receiver, on the near side. Phelps puts it in the belly of Detar, who runs through the tackle attempt of Sean Gillespie. And he'll get up to the 48-yard line. Give him 8 on first down. Already the 6th carry for Brock Detar.
Seeing a lot of his name being called. Great run by him, just 8 yards up the gut. Soon those defensive linemen are going to get tired of that, and then Piedmont will take advantage.
Ball spot in the middle of the field, right in the midst of that P logo on the midfield stripe. Detar with the carry again, and he's taken down with authority by Gillespie after a gain of 1. Gillespie, the leading tackler for this Noble team, had 138 tackles a season ago. He is their senior middle linebacker, and he is the leader of this defense. Even has the neck guard on the back of his jersey, which I think should be required equipment for all middle linebackers.
Yeah, 5'10", 215 pounds. This guy can get to the ball quickly. The anchor of a pretty young Noble team who has only 44 members on its team at the moment.
So 3rd and 1 for the Wildcats. Ball spotted in the middle of the field. Phelps gives it to Detar again, finding space around the right side, cuts it up the middle of the field, and gets down to the Noble 39-yard line. Give him 12 yards on 3rd down. Great pickup there. Taylor had to bring him down after a big gain for Brock Detar.
Fantastic play from Detar. Moved, scooted, got the first down. Fantastic work from Brock Detar.
2:45 to go here in the first quarter. Noble 6, Piedmont 3. Ball spotted on the near hash. Wide receiver out to the far side. Jones the man in motion. It's Wesley Morrison with the carry. And Gillespie in the backfield takes him down. Morrison did get back to the line of scrimmage. So give him 0 on that carry. And another tackle for Gillespie, who is starting to assert himself in the middle of that defense. And second week in a row, we've seen a very active senior middle linebacker. It was Hunter Birmingham last week for Putnam City North. Sean Gillespie this week for Noble. And we've seen quite the set of defenders thus far in this early going in the 2020 season.
Absolutely.
2 wide receivers to the right side for Piedmont this time. Ball spotted middle of the field. Phelps gives to Morrison, again up the middle. This time it's going to be the outside linebacker, Seth Wall, on the tackle. Gain of 2 for Morrison there. It'll be 3rd and 8.
Going to need something big here. The field goal probably won't save you. And again, I'd probably say you're in 4-down territory maybe, but probably with the lead, it's safer to punt it. So let's see if they try to pass. We haven't seen a pass yet. They don't like doing that, but we'll see.
Wide receiver either side. Ball in the middle of the field. 1:23 to go, first quarter. Phelps stuck it in the belly of Morrison, who held on tightly. Looked like Phelps wanted to pull that out, but Morrison was not letting go. And credit to him that he was holding on tight to ensure no fumble. Give him 1 down to the 46 and a half. We'll call it half a yard, but it's still going to be 4th down as the clock ticks under a minute. Offense still on the field right now for Piedmont. Of course, Phelps, the quarterback, is the punter as well, so we might see maybe a quick kick here for Piedmont. Wide receiver either side. Instead, takes it outside, pitches outside. Caden Hendren got blockers in front, trying to get upfield, and he has enough for the first down.
Fantastic stuff from Caden Hendren. Kept fighting, had a wall of defenders. He kept on pushing, got the first down, which is a big first down as we approach the end of the first quarter, excuse me.
Gets down to the 27-yard line, so give him 15 yards on that carry. And a nice job there of play calling by this Piedmont offense. Phelps, keeper himself, goes over the left side, gets down to the 25-yard line before he's taken down by number 76, Kais Carter. And mark him inside the 25 to about the 24. We'll call it gain of 3 for Phelps.
That's within the first quarter.
As the first quarter comes to an end here at F&M Bank Stadium, it's Noble 6, Piedmont 3, with the Wildcats on the move, knocking on the door of the red zone. This is Piedmont football presented by Rob's Ranch. Start of quarter number 2 here at F&M Bank Stadium in Piedmont as the Wildcats trailing Noble 6-3, but the Wildcats with a 2nd and 7 at the Noble 24-yard line coming out of the break. And Ian, the offense has looked quite nice thus far tonight.
Absolutely. They're getting those runs to the outside like they need to. The running up the middle ain't going so bad. It's firing on all cylinders for sure.
2 wide receivers to the left. And Phelps with the hard count gets Wall to jump off sides there on the outside. So 5 yards in the positive for Piedmont there will make it a much more manageable 2nd and 2 down at the 19-yard line. So a couple of procedure penalties either way thus far.
It's a brilliant stroke of genius from Bo Phelps because they expected on 4th downs and 3rd downs, but on a 2nd down, put them on their toes a little bit. That's smart.
So 2nd and 2 from the 19-yard line for Piedmont. 2 wide receivers to the left are West and Riggs. Detar in the backfield. Phelps gives it up the middle to Detar, and he plows ahead and mark him right at the 17-yard line. And the line judge is signaling that it's enough for a 1st down. So move the sticks for Piedmont, and a fresh set of downs at the 17-yard line of Noble as Phelps trots back into the huddle after receiving the call from offensive coordinator Aaron Dillard.
In his 2nd year as well. He's been doing a really good job under Jeff Hall in this Wildcat football team.
Riggs and West again to the left. Warrior the man in motion. Phelps gives to Detar up the middle. He's going to be dragged by the ankle by Gillespie. Gets down to the 14-yard line. Will give him 3 on 1st down. Gillespie already his 4th tackle this evening.
We mentioned earlier in the season that Piedmont's offensive line has beefed up tremendously. All of them have gained about 20 pounds or so, averaging about 265 on the O-line, getting bigger and getting stronger as well, which helps in a triple option offense.
10:44 to go before halftime. Wildcats moving right to left, 2nd and 7. They swing it out. It's Decatur Warrior trying to turn the corner, ushered out of bounds by Harper, but not before he gets down inside the 10-yard line, down to the 5-yard line. So a pickup of 9 there on 2nd down for Warrior, and a 1st and goal for the Wildcats.
His name does not get called very often on offense, but when he comes out, he shines. Great run up the left side for Decatur as we are now approaching the goal line.
Ball spotted on the left hash. Phelps Turns and gives to Tatar, bouncing off tacklers. Gets down to the 3-yard line. 2 more yards for Brock Tatar.
Good stuff from Brock Tatar right there, just pushing and pushing ahead, trying to gain a couple yards. Good stuff from Tatar as it is 2nd and goal at the 3-yard line.
10-10 and counting. Noble leading 6-3 with the Wildcats on the move here. This drive started back at their own 40-yard line. Hendren the man in motion. The give is to Tatar, trying to bounce off tacklers, working and working and working down to the 1-yard line where it will be 3rd down and goal.
He almost got it too. He was trying to get in there, spin move and could not get it done. 3rd down now.
Phelps heading back to the huddle. And a gorgeous evening out here in Piedmont. Perfect temperature, great crowd on hand.
You said it.
Ball spotted middle of the field here. Riggs is to the right. Everyone else in tight. Warrior, the man in motion. Phelps gives to Tatar, and he powers it into the end zone over the left side. Touchdown, Wildcats.
Good stuff from Brock Tatar, pushing it in. The wall's got to break, and they broke it to take the lead. Fantastic from the Piedmont Wildcats.
60-yard touchdown drive for Piedmont as Talon Cope on to attempt the extra point here for Piedmont. Snap, hold, and kick is on the way, and perfect. So with 9:12 to go here in the first half, Piedmont takes a 10-6 lead over Noble. This is Piedmont football presented by Rob's Ranch.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you would please direct your attention to the southeast corner of the stadium. We would like to give a huge thank you to your own Piedmont Fire Department personnel.
It's the ultimate triple option drive.
60 yards in like 12 minutes.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Piedmont Fire Department.
Did you hear about that pipe bomb? Or not pipe bomb.
Oh, the pipeline explosion? Yeah, it's crazy. The videos look nuts.
Yeah, that was 2 miles from my house.
Nice.
Now for a quick message from one of our sponsors, Dippy Ford Lincoln in El Reno, Oklahoma. Just minutes west of Washington DC. Stop by Dippy today and experience their Dippy difference. Family owned since 1954. Go Wildcats! Number 17.
9:12 to go first half. Piedmont leading 10-6 over Noble. And Talon Cope sends this one a pooch kick over to the far side of the field. Fielded at the 30 by number 20 for Noble. That's Davin Kuhn. And he works his way up to the 43-yard line. And that is where the Noble Bears will take over 1st and 10. Both kickers out there on the field for that one. Ian, a little trickery there from Jeff Hall.
Yeah, I was talking to Talon Cope, who you just kicked the extra point. Earlier in the game, he said that was the strategy going in. They wanted to confuse the special teams as much as possible with 2 kickers, so you never know who was going to kick it.
So the Noble offense back on the field. Fisher back to pass. Tons of time, now pressured, and James McGuire gets in the backfield for the sack. Back to the 40-yard line.
Good stuff from James McGuire right there, going up the O-line and going to Colin Fisher and saying, hey, I'm going to tackle you now. You cool with that? No, of course
McGuire
not.
already with the fumble recovery earlier this evening now adds a sack to that total, making it 2nd and 13. Tavion Givens on the field for the first time tonight. And he has it running right, and Hendren throws him down. Forward progress at the 35 at Hendren has just been a menace off the end of the line of scrimmage thus far for Piedmont. Loss of 5 back to the 35-yard line, making it now 3rd down and 18 for Noble.
Givens had a little bit of a hard time with the snap and the handoff, fumbling it just a little bit. and Hendren took full advantage of it. This is some of the best work I've seen from this Piedmont defense in this game.
Harper running in motion in the backfield. Fisher, screen pass. That's Domini. He's got blockers on the left side. Down the sidelines, 45, 40, 35, 30, 25. Decatur Warrior ushers him out of bounds, but not before Domini gets down to the Piedmont 26-yard line. A pickup of 39 yards there on 3rd down and 18.
And credit to the Noble offense. They had the receiver just surrounded by Bears, and they said, go
Noble
forward.
quickly back to action. Fisher on a botched give to Taylor has to fall forward. He gets 3 on 1st down to the 23-yard line. As the Bears using that up-tempo spread attack here, quickly back to the line of scrimmage after a big gain from Domini. 3 wide receivers right, 1 to the left. It's LT Taylor in the backfield with Fisher. Ball spotted on the far hash. Fisher gives it to Taylor right up the middle. And he's taken down, I believe that's number 6, Cameron West. Gain down to the 17-yard line, where it'll be 3rd down and 1. Pickup of 6 for Taylor.
LT, quite the speedster, and we're seeing it here.
Fisher again gives to Taylor, making people miss. Oh, what a cutback at the 15-yard line. Runs through a tackle, gets down to the 5-yard line. What a cut by Taylor at the 15. Gave him plenty of space, and another big gain of 12 for Taylor, and it's 1st and goal, Noble.
Gotta tell you, it looked like Adrian Peterson with the juke right there.
That was
good
some
work
jump
from
cut.
LT. Absolutely good work from LT Taylor.
Fisher gives to Taylor, makes another group of Wildcat defenders miss. Did he get in? No, he did not. What a stick from Warrior. Looked like Taylor was going to cruise into the end zone, but Warrior said, no, sir. And another big tackle from Decatur Warrior. 4 on the gain for LT Taylor. It'll be 2nd and goal at the 1. Looked like Taylor kind of slowed down there as he got to the goal line.
LT Taylor was about to get to the goal line. Decatur Warrior said, you shall not pass, and got his bell run.
Gillespie in the backfield now with Fisher. Fisher gives it to him. Gillespie powers his way into the end zone. Touchdown, Noble.
You needed the power back. There you go. His name was Sean Gillespie. It's a fullback. Wasn't likely.
Gillespie forced into action last week at the running back position because of the injury to Colin Thomas. He carried 7 times for 36 yards a week ago, and he gets the 1-yard touchdown plunge there to put the Bears back on top with 5:54 to go. Conley on for the extra point, sends the line drive through the uprights, and Noble takes a 13-10 lead with 5:54 to go before halftime. We'll be back after this. This is Piedmont Football presented by Rob's Ranch.
At the conclusion of the second quarter, football parents, would you please go to the concession stand to relieve our band parents so that they can watch their kids for senior night? Let's not watch them. Because they're not performing at halftime, right?
Welcome back to F&M Bank Stadium. Luke McConnell, Ian Nickel here with you for Piedmont football here on Crossover Radio Sports, your home for sports talk with a purpose. Piedmont trailing Noble 13-10. Luke Conley on to send this one away. It's another pooch kick, a little bit deeper this time. And it's going to be Caden Hendren from the 15. Up the far sideline, got space, down the sideline. Kitty go all the way. Kicker will be 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Eddie High steps into the end zone. Touchdown, Wildcats.
Caden Hendren is unstoppable on special teams, ladies and gentlemen. Punt return, kick return, offense, defense, doesn't matter. He's a Swiss Army knife, and he will get 6 matter what. What a play from Caden Hendren.
85 yards down the far sideline, had great blocking the whole way, but the last few defenders he made miss were all about his speed as he high-stepped through a couple tackles and coasted into the end zone to put the Wildcats right back on top just 11 seconds after they were down. Cope on for the extra point here. Snap, hold, and kick. And the high arcing bomb is good from Talon Cope. And just like that, Ian, the Wildcats back on top. And Hendren has been doing it all tonight. He's already got a carry for 15 yards. He's already got several tackles, including a couple tackles for loss, and now an 85-yard kickoff return for a touchdown. Can't say much else about the senior.
Nah, there's a reason he's number 65 in the preseason poll from VIP as one of the 100 best players. Honestly, he's probably top 25. He looks like a white Devin Hester, if I'm allowed to say that. He looks good.
Okay, we might need to pump the brakes a little bit on the speed factor there. I mean, Devin Hester's the all-time NFL leader.
He's a legend, but Caden Hendren can compete. That was a heck of a punt return. I almost said puck.
One of maybe the few high points of last week was Piedmont did find success in the kick return game, not for the least bit because they had plenty of opportunities, but they definitely were able to find some success on that, and so the special teams unit really shined last week for the Wildcats in that regard, and you saw it again there. And Hendren had a punt return touchdown that was called back against El Reno in the season opener.
Yeah, he's
Fancher and Cope still both out there with the kicking unit, and it's going to be Fancher who sends this one deep. LT Taylor is back there, but this one is going to go out of bounds. It looked like
it was still
it was
inbounds.
very, very close over there on the far sideline. If it hit out of bounds, it hit by the slightest of margins. So kickoff out of bounds for Piedmont will give Noble 1st and 10 up at the 40-yard line. With 5:43 to go before halftime, Wildcats leading a fun contest here, 17-13. Actually, they marked this one at the 35, which is interesting because when Noble did it, they marked it at the 40. Actually, I know why, because the ball went out before the 35-yard line. I'm a smart guy here. 3 wide receivers right, 1 to the left for Noble. Taylor in the backfield with Fisher. Fisher swings it out to Taylor, trying to make men miss, and does not make Hendren miss, and he takes him down with authority after a gain of 4. Again, the plan, get the ball to LT Taylor as much as possible. The 5'9" sophomore already with several receptions, several rushes. He's done a lot of good so far for the Noble offense. 3 wide receivers left this time. Ball spotted on the right hash. Fisher takes the snap, puts it in the belly of Taylor, cuts it upfield in the middle, and Riley Waits-Cox takes him down at the 45-yard line from behind, but not before Taylor gets the requisite 6 yards for the first down.
And let me tell you something about Colin Fisher. His brother last year was a starting quarterback, Austin Fisher, who started in this game last year and led them to a 10-win season. So he's got genes. He's got the genes.
Dad Shane played for Noble in the 90s as well. Fisher back to pass. McGuire with pressure. Now he finds Harper across the field. Harper trying to make some men miss. Hendren grabs him by the arm and slings him down after a gain of 1. We have a flag on the play in the offensive backfield. We'll see what it is. It's going to be a personal foul on Piedmont. We'll probably have a roughing the passer situation here on McGuire, who is bearing down on Fisher.
It's putting the heat on him for sure. That was, you got to stop yourself whenever you're getting into the quarterback, because 9 times out of 10, he gets that call. If you run into him or tackle him, he flops a little bit, it's done for. 15 yards.
So 15 yards from the end of the play marked off. So it'll be 1st and 10 Noble at the Piedmont 38-yard line. 3rd penalty of the evening for the Wildcats. 3 wide receivers left, 1 to the right for Noble. Again, it is Taylor running right, and this time it is number 85 out there for Piedmont. Caden Wallace with the nice play on the edge.
The junior, 5'9", 238 pounds, stepping in for Cole Malinsky on the defensive end. Great tackle by him as he's getting some playing time for a bit. Great stop.
2nd and 9 for Noble. 4:07 and counting. 17-13 Wildcats. Fisher slings it on the slant to Taylor, but it goes right through his hands.
Those slant passes have been very effective for that Noble offense. Very fortunate for Piedmont that LT Taylor didn't let it slip out of his hands. Big 3rd down right here for Noble.
First incompletion of the night for Fisher in 7 attempts. So 3rd down and 9. Fisher rolling to the left, has protection from Gillespie. Fisher looking down the field. Dawson Medard missed the sack. Now fires it to Harper. He's short of the sticks. They mark him out of bounds at the 30-yard line.
Joey Mars with a...
Give him 7, and a nice play, as you said, by Joey Mars.
First down saving tackle from Joey Mars. Would not be surprised if they tried to get him to jump off sides right here. Let's say they run a play right now. Here we go.
4th and 2 from the 30-yard line. Fisher clapping. Looked like Dominique flinched over there on the right side of the line. Excuse me, that's Seth Wall. Fisher takes the snap, gives it to Gillespie. Finds space on the left side. He's got the first down and more as he moves the pile inside the 25-yard line to the 23. Pickup of 7 for Gillespie.
It's hard to stop Gillespie, 215, 5'10". He's built like a boulder. That's hard to stop him.
And again, the neck roll. Respect. All the respect. 2 wide receivers to the right. Double tight end set here for Noble. It's Fisher looking to the right. Now wide open over the middle is LT Taylor as he catches the 23-yard touchdown right in front of Johnny Jones. Taylor with a nice in route, finding the space in the Wildcat zone. 23 yards from Fisher to Taylor.
And Fisher's doing really good, man. He's a good quarterback. Has a 1-inch advantage on Lawrence, who's not playing tonight. That was a good drive from the Bears.
Conley on for the extra point. Sends it up, and it is good. 3:02 to go in the half. It's now Noble 20, Piedmont 17. Shootout on our hands here in Piedmont. We'll be back after this. This is Wildcat Football brought to you by Rob's Ranch. Woo, all the points. Oh, did you mute us? Luke Conley on to send this one away for Noble. Sends a wobbly kick toward the sideline and goes out of bounds once again. So a lot of, that's our 4th kickoff out of bounds tonight, if I'm not mistaken. At least the 3rd. No, I think it's the 3rd. 3rd kickoff out of bounds tonight for both teams. 2 for Noble now, 1 for the Wildcats. The one last time allowed Piedmont to go 60 yards, ending in a Brock Detar 1-yard touchdown run. And we'll see how this one sets up, as it'll be 1st and 10, Piedmont at their own 40-yard line. 3:02 to play in the first half, trailing the Noble Bears 20-17. Bo Phelps remains the quarterback out there for Piedmont. 2 wide receivers to the left, ball spotted on the right hash. It's Detar in the backfield. Phelps turns, pitches to Johnny Jones. Man in the backfield for Noble. That's number 43 for the Bears, Colton Hester. He tackled Jones for a loss of 3 on the play. There is a flag in the backfield. We'll see what it's for. It is a hold on Piedmont.
Costly.
So it doubly costly in the fact that the hold occurred in the backfield. So it will be a spot foul, which marks it all the way back to the 26-yard line. So effectively a 14-yard penalty there for the Wildcats. Their 4th of the evening. So make it 1st and 24 Piedmont. And Ian, I think with 2:50 to go and counting, sure you have all 3 timeouts remaining, but this definitely changes the equation for the Wildcat offense before halftime.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to consider throwing it at some point to get some extra yardage.
One wide receiver to the far side of the formation. Phelps turns and gives to Detar over the right side. Pickup of 3 up to the 29-yard line.
Got just less than 2 minutes now. We had a really good game so far, a shootout of sorts, similar
This has been a much more enjoyable half than last week was.
Of course,
we'll leave it at that. 2nd and 21 from their own 29-yard line. 2:05 as the clock continues to move. 3 wide receivers set, 2 right, 1 left. Phelps instead gives up the middle to Detar once again, gains 2 up to the 31-yard line.
You're Piedmont. Noble also has 3 timeouts, so I'm thinking Jeff does not. And if I'm not mistaken, we get the ball in the second half, right?
Noble will get the ball to start the second half. Or excuse me.
They deferred, right?
Yes, they did.
Well, they're finally calling a timeout. Piedmont is.
So timeout Piedmont, 1:38 to go before halftime. And it will be Noble getting the ball to start the second half, and Piedmont didn't even get the ball to start the first half because of the onside kick.
Dang. That's going to end up being costly for them. That might be what we say at the end of the game. That could have been the reason that we lost. So if you're Piedmont and the defense hasn't been cooking too much, you got to consider just going guns ablaze right here on this next drive. At the same time, you don't want to give Noble the ball back again, no matter how much time's in the clock, because Colin Fisher's got a heck of an arm.
He does indeed, and that has been an issue for Piedmont all evening. Fisher well over 100 yards here in the first half, 2 touchdowns, only has a single incompletion as well. It has been quite the impressive performance from the sophomore. So 3rd down and 19 from the 31-yard line for Piedmont. 3 wide receivers set. Phelps is the man under center. He's back to pass. Sends it deep down the middle of the field. It's a duck, and over the wrong shoulder of Caden Hendren, it falls incomplete. So that'll bring up 4th down. And Ian, an interesting, certainly you want to try to get the first down, and airing it out on 3rd and 19 is the only way to do it. But the incompletion gives Noble a free clock stoppage there with 1:31 to go. So 3 timeouts for Noble and all the momentum right now.
Yeah, they had to double team Caden Hendren right there, which I don't blame him. He's the deep threat for Piedmont. Again, not much you could do. He threw up a ball. It didn't work. Now you got to punt it.
Phelps on to kick this one away. Sends a nice high, deep drive. It's Harper. Lets this bounce at the 32 and fields it at the 22. Trying to make people miss. It's Detar in on the tackle up to the 31-yard line. And that is where Noble will take over with 1:18 to go in the half. All 3 timeouts. And Ian Wesley Morrison again slow to get off the field as he bangs his helmet down in frustration.
It's unfortunate. He's a big part of that Wildcat offense. An interesting move from the return man, not just letting it bounce out, let it bounce out of play, but nah, he went for it.
It's very, very risky indeed. Fisher back to pass. as Cameron West barreling down from the backside. Ball floats away. Not sure if they're going to rule. They do rule that an incomplete pass as Cameron West bearing down on Fisher from the backside. Ball did not get to the line of scrimmage, but I think the far side official ruled that there was a offensive player in the area, so an incomplete pass on first down for Noble. Brings up 2nd and 10 from their own 31-yard line. Fisher takes the snap, slings it out quickly to Harper. It looked like the ball skimmed the turf, and the officials quickly on it, ruling it incomplete.
Credit to Fisher for having the presence of mind to go ahead and throw the ball when knowing that Cameron West and his 6'4", 200-pound frame was chasing after him. That's smart QB. Assuming he learned that from his brother or, the coaches, of course. But he's got QB in his blood.
3rd and 10 here for Noble. 1:03 to go. Piedmont does have 2 timeouts remaining. Fisher back to pass. Pressure coming. Tried to fire it over the middle to Domini. It falls incomplete. So 3 quick incomplete passes for Noble. With 57 seconds to go before halftime, the Bears will be forced to punt. And Ian sending. We'll see who's back deep to return.
Piedmont's got a little life in it now. That was a good stop, and you needed that. Sending 2 guys back there, I believe.
And Trevor Lawrence is out there to send this one away. Caden Hendren back deep. High snap, and it goes back. The punter is able to field it and send it away anyway. Bounces at midfield. It's going to be fielded by Hendren. Down the left sideline, decked out of bounds by number 5. That's Gabe Hudson. They're going to mark him at the 41-yard line. Excuse me, that was number 3, Trevor Wardrip, who was out there to punt. With scrunched up jerseys in the front. Made it hard to tell there. But number 3, Trevor Wardrip with the punt. Hendren with the punt return down to the Noble 40-yard line, where it'll be 1st and 10 for the Wildcats. 45.8 seconds to go. 2 timeouts for Piedmont. And Preston Fancher's already knocked a 42-yard field goal through this evening. Hard to tell from, doesn't look like the flags on the goalposts are waving too much, so wind not an issue at this point. Left hash for the Wildcats. Phelps pitches it out. Anglin trying to get the corner, turns it. 35, trying to get outside, trying to get out of bounds. It's the first down before he does. Flag flies all the way from the back judge. Impressive throw from the back judge there, who threw that flag a good 20 yards across the field. Anglin gets out of bounds at the 28-yard line. We'll see what the flag is for. It is a hold on the Wildcats. And they will mark it from the 31-yard line, so effectively just a loss of 1 on that. But it does negate the play, takes 7 seconds off the clock, and nullifies what would have been a really nice run there for Jacob Anglin.
Man, credit to Jacob Anglin. That was a heck of a run. Not only did he pause and thought about going out of bounds like 2 yards short, but he went ahead, got to that first down marker, and then went out of bounds. Smart play from Anglin, who's just a sophomore.
2 backs in the backfield for Piedmont. Phelps gives it. No, he pitches it out. Johnny Jones trying to make a man miss in space. He does, crosses the 40-yard line, and gets down to the 37-yard line. There'll be timeout called for Piedmont. Gain of 4 for Jones on his 2nd carry of the evening. 2nd timeout used by Piedmont with 28 seconds to go before halftime. 2nd down and 7 upcoming for Piedmont. From this distance, be a 54-yard field goal, probably pushing Fancher's limits just a little bit. But if you can use that last timeout and the sideline wisely, you could at least get it down to about the 25-yard line would be the 42-yard field goal that he hit earlier this evening. So if you can get another 10, 15 yards using that last timeout on the sidelines effectively, certainly not too tall of a task, I think, with 28 seconds remaining.
No, absolutely, and that's one of the beauties of having a high school kicker that you rely on and that is confident. Him knowing that 42-yard field goal pays off dividends later in the season when they're in situations like this. So that way you're not pressured to go for 7. You can easily just go for 3.
Wide receiver to either side. Riggs on the far side. Gonzalez on the near side. Ball spotted left hash, 2nd and 7. Phelps takes the snap. Collision, but pitches out to Hendren. Hendren's got space on the right side. A flag flies. We're going to get another hold on the Wildcats as Hendren cuts inside. He's going to take it all the way for a touchdown, but I believe we're going to have another hold on Piedmont over here on the far side of the field as Hendren was able to get the corner. Didn't look like much from this angle, Ian, but maybe just enough to make it a hold on Piedmont. There'll be a 10-yard penalty marked off from the 32-yard line. So push it back to the 42-yard line. There's now 2 big plays on this possession that have been nullified by holds. So now it makes it 2nd and 12 from the 42-yard line with 15.5 seconds remaining.
That's one of the things you're taught day one when you are an offensive lineman. Do not hold. And that has cost them these past 2 times as they are using their final timeout, I believe.
This one going to Noble. So the Bears using their 2nd timeout, I believe. Excuse me, their 1st timeout because of the incomplete pass. So just the 1st timeout used by Noble, who might be trying to maybe see if they can get the ball for a Hail Mary or something here right before halftime. 15.6 seconds to go before halftime. It's been a fun one, but so far the turnovers, not the issue for Piedmont tonight. They actually have the turnover margin in their favor thanks to the fumble on the opening possession by the Bears. But 6 penalties tonight for the Wildcats thus far for 55 yards. Not good on that regard.
Yeah, that's rough. You got to be disciplined. Again, you see Army and Navy and those Armed Forces teams run those triple options, and they're disciplined. That's one part of what they do. They're disciplined, and it's less penalties, and Piedmont's got to work on that.
2nd and 12, Wildcats. 2 wide receivers to the near side. Ball spotted on the right hash, moving right to left with 15.5 seconds remaining. Phelps, back to pass. Heaves it down the middle of the field. Up for grabs. It's intercepted by Harper. At the 10-yard line, Riggs takes him down there. And Phelps kind of just threw that one up for grabs. It ended up into triple coverage, and Harper snuck under it from his opposite corner spot, and it was an easy interception for the sophomore with 6.5 seconds remaining in the half.
Credit to Cole Riggs, who tried to get the ball out and was trying to chew up some clock. But desperate, they were desperate, and it cost them.
So 1st and 10 Bears, 1st turnover of the night for the Wildcats. Ball spotted at the 11-yard line. And it looks like it's going to be a kneel down for Noble here, and it will be. And that is how the first half will come to an end. 20-17, the Noble Bears leading the Piedmont Wildcats at halftime here at F&M Bank Stadium. We will take a short break, and when we come back, we will have the halftime ceremonies for the seniors of the Piedmont High School Band, as well as the band's performance here on the Piedmont live stream. On Crossover Radio Sports, we'll have that as well after this short break. Again, at halftime, our score, Piedmont 17, Noble 20. This is Piedmont Football presented by Rob's Ranch.
agriculture. He would like to thank his family, teachers, and fellow band members for all their support throughout the year. Ladies and gentlemen, Landon Cook. Sheldon. Our next band senior is Sheldon Gatz. Sheldon is being escorted by his parents, Glenda and Gary Gatz, and his brother, Chandler. His plans after graduation include majoring in percussion performance. He would like to thank God first and foremost for presenting him with endless opportunities. He'd also like to thank his brother Chandler for all the goofy, wacky memories that they'll always have. Finally, he'd like to thank his mom and dad for the incredible amount of time, love, and support they've given him throughout his life. Ladies and gentlemen, Sheldon Gatz. Our next band senior is Calissa Gilroy. Calissa is being escorted by her parents, Chris and Charo Gilroy, and her brother, Caleb. Her plans after graduation include going to OSU OKC to get her associates, then transferring to OU. She would like to join the OU marching band as a clarinet and get a master's in specialized field of psychology to help people and do something she loves. She would like to thank her mom, her dad, her twin brother, and little brother, her wonderful teachers, and her supportive circle of friends. In the clarinet section, ladies and gentlemen, Calissa Gilroy. Our next band senior is Kirk Gilroy. Kirk is being escorted by his parents, Chris and Charo Gilroy. His plans after graduation include going to college and becoming a mechanical engineer. He would like to thank all of his friends, family, teachers, and coaches who made high school such a fun experience. Ladies and gentlemen, Kirk Gilroy. Our next band senior is James Higgins. James is being escorted by his mom, Hillary Higgins, dad and stepmom, Justin and Heather Mann, and his brothers Henry and Charlie. His plans after graduation include going to college to continue his musical education. He would like to thank his mom and grandma for helping him with his music, his family for supporting him, and his friends for always making it fun. Especially the best section in band, the tuba. Ladies and gentlemen, James Higgins. Our next band senior is Madison Kuzmic. Madison is being escorted by her parents, John and Kendra Kuzmic, and her sister, Amanda. Her plans after graduation include pursuing a degree in biomedical engineering. She wants to build a career designing medical equipment and prosthetics for those in need. She would like to thank her family and friends for their unending love and support. Ladies and gentlemen, Madison Kuzmic. Our next band senior is William Leonard. William is being escorted by his parents, Amy and Wesley Leonard. His plans after graduation include attending college at MIT, Stanford, or Caltech, and earning an aeronautical/astronautical engineering degree. He would like to thank his parents, all his teachers, the band directors, and God for helping him get through high school well. Ladies and gentlemen, William Leonard. Our next band senior is Christian Mitchell. Christian is being escorted by his parents, Nicole and Pharaoh Mitchell. His plans after graduation include majoring in political science at Howard University. He would like to thank his family, friends, and the members of the saxophone section. Ladies and gentlemen, Christian Mitchell. Our next band senior is Abby Nichols. Abby is being escorted by her parents, Hillary and Brian, and her brothers, Ian and Noah. Her plans after graduation include going into ministry as a worship pastor. She would like to thank first Jesus for all of the opportunities, blessings, and his constant faithfulness. She'd also like to thank her family and friends for supporting her in all of her endeavors and loving her beyond what anyone could ask for. Ladies and gentlemen, Abby Nichols. Our next band senior is Alex Spann. Alex is being escorted by Christian Taylor and Connor Porter. His plans after graduation include going to college. He would like to thank Christian, Mickey, the band, the trumpets, and the guard, and Connor Porter. Ladies and gentlemen, Alex Fan. Our next band senior is Connor Porter. Connor is being escorted by Jeremy Porter and Teresa Wilson. His plans after graduation include making it into college and getting a degree as a vet or becoming a cop. He would like to thank Mr. Riviera, Mrs. Workun, Alexander Pham, and the whole band. Ladies and gentlemen, Connor Porter. Our next band senior is Jake Ramsey. Jake is being escorted by his parents, Marissa and John Ramsey, and his siblings, Lane and Ashton. His plans after graduation include wanting to write and direct movies. He would like to thank his band friends and family. Ladies and gentlemen, Jake Ramsey. Our next band senior is McKenna Tingler. McKenna is being escorted by her parents, Don Tingler, Josh Tingler, stepmom Paula, and her brother Dylan. Her plans after graduation include going to the University of New Mexico for environmental science and getting married to Zendaya. She would like to thank her family, her friends, Bree for sticking with her through all of band, Skylar for taking car rides with her, her knee brace for giving her strength, and most of all, Mr. Riviera, Mrs. Workun, and Miss Hope. Good luck, Dylan. Ladies and gentlemen, McKenna Tingler. Our next band senior is Aubrey Wee. Aubrey is being escorted by her parents, Michael and Susan Wee. Her plans after graduation include going to OU and marching in the Pride of Oklahoma. She plans on double majoring in astronomy and astrophysics. Most importantly, she wants to thank God. She also wants to thank her family for always supporting and encouraging her, and her friends for all the good times and awesome laughs. Ladies and gentlemen, Aubrey Wee. Our final band senior is Skylar Wilson. Skylar is being escorted by his mom and dad. He plans to, after graduation, including to become a game warden or firefighter. He would like to thank the band directors, Mom, Dad, Camper, Drew, Caleb A., Caleb Jones, Gage, Gyro, and my section. Ladies and gentlemen, Skylar Wilson. Yep. We'd like to continue by representing our first senior cross-country athlete. Our first athlete is Lena Daniels. Lena is being escorted by Michelle Crowell, Sean Crowell, and Jeff Daniels. Her plans after graduation include attending the University of Oklahoma. She would like to thank her family and her coaches. Ladies and gentlemen, Lena Daniels. Our next cross-country athlete is Kirk Gilroy. Kirk is again being escorted by his parents, Chris and Charo Gilroy. His plans after graduation include going to college and becoming a mechanical engineer. He would like to thank all of his friends, family, teachers, and coaches who made high school such a fun experience. Ladies and gentlemen, Kirk Gilroy. Our next senior cross-country athlete is Beckham Hardis. Beckham is being escorted by his parents, Jason and Jessica Hardis. His plans after graduation include graduating college and becoming an architect. He would also like to race half marathons. He would like to thank his family, friends, Coach Coulson, and Coach Beck. Ladies and gentlemen, Beckham Harris. Is it Ferris? Our next cross-country athlete is Ferris Maroof. Ferris is being escorted by his parents, Nabal Maroof and Iman Maroof. His plans after graduation include running in college. He would like to thank his parents, coaches, and teammates. Ladies and gentlemen, Ferris Maroof. Our next cross-country athlete is Caroline McCowan. Caroline is being escorted by her dad, Scott McCowan, and her brother, Aiden McCowan. Her plans after graduation include attending OU. She would like to thank her dad, her friends, and her coaches. Ladies and gentlemen, Caroline McCowan. McCowan probably, but okay. Yes. All right, one more round of applause for all of our seniors. Thank you, band, and thank you, cross-country athletes. You may now leave the field. We want to remind you that after all
Welcome back to F&M Bank Stadium. It's halftime here as Piedmont trailing Noble 20-17. This is the Stonecutter Leadership Halftime Show. This year has been an uphill battle. John Maxwell says everything that matters is uphill. Stonecutter's Leadership is proud to present Live to Lead Edmond, a simulcast virtual event bringing John Maxwell, Steve Harvey, Kat Cole, Alan Mullally, and Craig Groeschel to you. These leaders have gone through the chaos many times over and built stronger teams, better performing companies, and have helped others to thrive. Join us October 9th for a transformational experience and take 2020 back. Contact us at 405-594-0100 or sign up at www.stonecuttersleadership.com today. Partner and sponsorship opportunities are available. Running through the first half stats for you here. First for the Noble Bears. Individually, Tavion Givens, 1 carry for -5 yards. Colin Fisher, 2 carries, 0 yards for the evening. 2 carries, 8 yards, and a touchdown for Sean Gillespie. 6 carries, 31 yards for L.T. Taylor. Receiving, 2 catches, 62 yards, and a touchdown for Brandon Harper. 5 catches, 46 yards, and a touchdown for Taylor. And 1 catch, 39 yards for Caden Dominy. Had a couple other nice receptions that were wiped out due to penalties. Colin Fisher, the backup quarterback, sophomore for Noble, 8 of 11, 147 yards, and 2 touchdowns in the first half, and that included, he is 8 for 12, and that included 3 incompletions on that final drive of the first half for Noble. This is a week after going 12 of 26 and an interception, just 104 yards against Midwest City. Fisher has been on point here in the first half for the Noble Bears. For Piedmont individually, Wesley Morrison, 4 carries, 7 yards. He's clearly hampered by what looks to be a left leg injury of some kind. He has not been able to get going at all here in the first half. 2 carries, 13 yards for Johnny Jones. Brock Detar has been the guy here in the first half. 15 carries, 53 yards, and a touchdown for the senior. 1 carry, 9 yards for Decatur Warrior. 1 carry, 3 yards for Bo Phelps. And 1 carry for 15 yards from Caden Hendren, who had that electrifying 85-yard kickoff return for a touchdown in the first half as well. Phelps passing the football. He's been the only quarterback out there tonight. Levi Davis unavailable tonight, and Joey Mars has not seen the field tonight. But Phelps 0 for 2 with that interception to end the first half. Defensively, Hendren leading the way. He has been a menace in the backfield thus far. A couple tackles for loss for Hendren. James McGuire with a sack and the fumble recovery on Noble's first possession of the game for Noble. Middle linebacker Sean Gillespie has been the man in the middle. At least 4 tackles thus far for Gillespie, the senior middle linebacker for Noble. Checking scores from around the state in 5A. 17-7, Weatherford leading Woodward in the second quarter. Muskogee and Coweta tied at 14 in the second quarter. Bartlesville up on Collinsville 21-14 in the second quarter. McAllister 14, Tahlequah 7. 14-3, Fort Gibson leads Glenpool. 14-3, Bishop McGuinness leading Booker T. Washington. That game across town over at Bishop McGuinness tonight. Sky took all over Nathan Hale 33-0. East Central took out Tulsa Memorial last night 36-14. Claremore 16, Catoosa 0. Will Rogers leading Okemah 14-8. And Lawton MacArthur defeating Enid yesterday 21-7. And that is your wrap-up of scores around 5A for this week. And Ian has come back in here. A very nice older brother gesture, being out on the field with your sister on senior band night for the Piedmont High School Band, as the Noble Bears coming back out on the field. Piedmont right behind them. Ian, a fun first half. Certainly Piedmont doesn't like being on the short end of it, but they saw the offense move the football pretty well. Overall, it was the defense that was victimized by a very efficient Colin Fisher tonight.
Yeah, Colin Fisher's been phenomenal. I don't know if this is his first. I don't know if this is his first start, but he's been playing second start. He's been playing really solid. He's been playing like a veteran almost. He's been given a lot of advantages with the slants that Piedmont has had a hard time covering. So it's going to be very interesting to see how Piedmont's defense adjusts, because they have usually been the backbone of what this football team is able to do. They have not been showing up right now. Hopefully they step up, because this is a heck of a game. The game's close, and you want to keep it close because, hey, you trust your kicker, and you have to trust your offense. So defense has to adjust and make the right adjustments.
So Piedmont, again, trailing 20-17 at the half. Offensively, though, they've moved the ball well. They've controlled the clock pretty well. Also, Brock Ditar, the workhorse tonight, 15 first-half carries for Brock Ditar here on senior night.
Yeah, Brock Ditar has been kind of the primary back for what Piedmont has been able to do tonight. And, again, any guy can give you anything on any night for this offense. It is next man up regardless. Wesley Morrison's been kind of on and off. He's been hurt a little bit. But does not matter. They're able to step it up with whoever. Johnny Jones has been getting a couple carries. Jacob England's been doing really good. Decatur with a carry earlier in the game. Caden Hendren had, again, some special team step up. Like, there's nobody who cannot run the ball for Piedmont. They can do it all. They got plenty of guys who could do so. And it's important that they get the momentum early in this quarter so that way they don't feel like they're coming from behind.
So much can be said about Caden Hendren, but he has done literally a bit of everything thus far here tonight. The kickoff return for a touchdown. He's been all over the place defensively for Piedmont, and he's also, like you said, come up with a carry or two on offense that move the chains, and he literally is a Swiss Army knife for Piedmont, and they would be much worse for wear without him.
Yeah, absolutely. He's been a big part of the offense, the defense, the special teams, etc. He gets it done, and he comes up clutch when he's needed, and he's been showing up tonight. And hopefully we just get a little more of that Hendren magic out of him.
So as we look toward the second half, Ian, what are you looking for? Noble will start with the football. Of course, they kind of stole the opening possession away from Piedmont with that game-opening onside kick that was recovered along the far sideline. So Noble essentially getting the ball to start both halves here tonight. What are you looking for from the Piedmont defense right out of the gate?
I'm just hoping they step up on the slants. The slants have been killing them all game. They could stop the run pretty well, get 1 or 2 yards on those, but those slants have killed them all night, and that's led to big plays from the Noble defense. So if they could stop the slants, they can get the ball back. Hopefully, I'm kind of hoping for a little bit of special teams madness We mentioned earlier in the telecast about the 2 kicker element that they've been using. I wonder if one of them will provide a little 10-yard kicker for the onside kick.
Might
and avenge what they did last.
See the favor returned as we tick down to about a minute to go before the start of the second half. We'll take our final break. This has been the Stonecutter Leadership Live halftime show presented by Crossover Radio Sports. the long snaps for Noble tonight have been less than stellar. They have been erratic and extremely slow getting back to the punter or holder, regardless. So Piedmont with the football. 1st and 10 at the Noble 41-yard line. Ball spotted left hash. Phelps gives to Detar. He's got space, upended, and he runs down to the 36-yard line. Give him 5 on 1st down for Brock Detar. That'll be 2nd and 5 upcoming.
You got to capitalize on this drive. This is important. If you can get down to the 4th quarter with a touchdown in hand, you got to feel pretty good about yourself.
6:48 and counting. 6:48 and counting here as the Wildcats come to the line of scrimmage. Wide receiver to either side. Gonzalez on the far side. Riggs on the near side. Phelps gives again to Detar right up the middle. He stood up at the 35-yard line by Gillespie. Gain of 1 will bring up 3rd down and 4 for the Wildcats. Here with 6:15 to go in the 3rd quarter. No score here in the 3rd quarter. 20-17. The Bears lead the Wildcats. But it has been an erratic start, to say the least, to start the second half both ways with these teams.
Came out with some jitters early on. Key mistakes.
2 backs in the backfield. Anglin and Detar are the backs. Phelps keeps. Quick pitch out to Anglin. It's wild. He picks it up at the 45 and is going to be taken down by a whole host of Bears back at the 46-yard line. And Ian, I'm not versed enough in the triple option attack. That's a loss of 11 on the play. I'm not well versed enough in the flex bone attack to assign blame there. It looks like the pitch is almost coming too fast for the back, but at the same time, the fake and the pitch have to be done in such quick time. We'll discuss in a moment. Phelps on to punt. Sends that one away. Kellogg nearly got his hand on that. Bounces at the 6 and doesn't quite have enough side spin on it. Goes into the end zone for a touchback. Gross of 46, net of 26 on the punt, and that is where Noble will take over 1st and 10. And Ian, again, not quite sure on where the blame comes from there. That's twice that the pitch has been a little erratic. So I think that would probably be more on Phelps, but that's just what my untrained eye tells me.
Yeah, I think Anglin got a hand on it, but I'm not super sure. That pitch looked like it got really fast. It's got to be soft like a pillow when you deliver the ball to him, and that's going to be costly for Piedmont.
5 wide receivers out there. Fisher rolls to his left, looking across the middle of the field, and Warrior nearly knocked that one down. Instead, it's Hudson coming up with the reception up at the 38-yard line. So a pickup of 18 on 1st down. That's the first reception for Hudson today. Dangerous throw by Fisher back across the middle of the field, but it moves the sticks.
That was a heck of a catch.
5 wide receivers out there again. Fisher. Flat pass to Taylor on the far side. Spins away from one tackle. Mars and I believe that's Hendren out there combined to take him down after a gain of 5. That's the 8th catch of the night for Taylor. And Fisher continues to carve up the Piedmont defense. 5 for 5 here in the second half passing the football.
And it's just been slants. It's just been consistent slants, and they've been working.
Fisher takes the snap, gives to Taylor. Running right, trying to backtrack. Cameron West is there with the tackle for loss as he takes him out back at the 39-yard line. Great job of pursuit by Cameron West there.
West has done a really good job containing the speedster LT Taylor. They've been doing really good on capitalizing on the run game for Noble. Now, you know they're going to pass here. So what is Piedmont going to do? They've run that 5 wide receiver play a whole lot in this game.
39 from the 39-yard line. Fisher rolls left, looking for someone. Doesn't have anyone, and he's going to be taken down for a sack. Joey Roars fought off the block of Sean Gillespie and took down Fisher. Great coverage down the field by the Piedmont defense, and Fisher had nowhere to go with the football.
Cameron Fisher, Fisher does a really good job of running to the line of scrimmage and then throwing it. He couldn't find a man open, and Joey Mars took advantage of it. Fantastic work from the Piedmont defense. Now you need your offense to deliver 6.
4th and 11, and Noble will burn a timeout. Stonegate Center is a faith-based, gender-specific drug and alcohol addiction rehab facility. At Stonegate Center, they believe recovery is a journey, not a destination. Their caring and dedicated staff work with each resident to design a customized plan for lifelong sobriety. They are a local Texas addiction treatment center, and their program contains components of behavioral health, physical health, faith, and spirituality. They offer 12-step programs with the open-mindedness to meet their clients where they are. Although they work together as a staff to empower their residents to make healthy choices and address the root cause of their substance use disorders, they also recognize that everyone's journey is different. Stonegate Center is a safe place to begin the recovery journey. So back to action here. 4th and 11 for Noble. And it looks like Fisher is going to take a few steps back and be the punter here. They keep a spread formation, 3 wide receivers right, 1 to the left. Hendren fades back to be the punt returner here. And Fisher will send this knuckleball punt away. It hits at the 42 and bounces out of bounds at the 37-yard line. And that is where Piedmont will take over 1st and 10 after this break. 3:16 to go here in the 3rd quarter. This is Piedmont football presented by Rob's Ranch. Yuck. Oh, good grief. And we're back to action here as Piedmont quickly to the line of scrimmage, then checks to the sideline. 2 wide receivers to the left for the Wildcats, moving left to right. 3:15 to go, 3rd quarter. The give is to Tatar, running left, gets through the line of scrimmage and dives across the 45-yard line up to the 47. They will give him enough for the 1st down. Strong 10-yard run on 1st down there from Brock Tatar.
Yeah, fantastic move from him and the offense with their first big play of the quarter. Good stuff right there as the clock is ticking down.
Tatar came into tonight's game with 14 carries for 40 yards and a touchdown this season. Already with 19 carries thus far this evening. 2 wide receivers to the left here for Piedmont. Ball spotted middle of the field. Phelps gives to Tatar running left, gets up to midfield and is taken down right there. It's going to be number 4, Luke Conley, on the tackle.
And Piedmont hasn't had that bad of field advantage. They've had it from, I believe, the 42, the 49, and then I really want to say the other 42. And they haven't capitalized. You have to capitalize on the short field that you have.
Yeah, field position has not been an issue really for either team tonight. I mean, the worst field position came for Noble after the interception there right at the end of the 1st half. So no issues either way on the field position battle. 2 wide receivers left. Phelps keeps it running left, and he's going to be taken down by Connolly again after a gain of 4 down to the Noble 46-yard line. So it'll bring up 3rd down and 3 for the Wildcats with 1:52 and counting here in the 3rd quarter.
Amazing
Just Phelps' 2nd carry of the game.
Amazing execution by Phelps, faking it to Tatar, getting all the tacklers at his advantage, and then Phelps grinding for a couple more yards. 3rd and 3, you said? Or 3rd and 2? 3rd and 3. Piedmont got to capitalize on this.
Looked like Camden Cardwell, the right tackle for Piedmont, was getting a shoe worked on in the huddle. Ball spotted on the left hash. 2 wide receivers that way as well. The give is to Tatar. He did not get very much. 1 yard down to the 45-yard line.
if you're Piedmont, you got to, either try to get them off sides. You have to go for it here. I don't think there's any question. I know you have a trust in your defense, but at the 45, that's too good of an advantage right there. You have to go for it here.
4th and 2 from the Noble 45-yard line. Under a minute to go, third quarter. Warrior fakes in motion. 10 on the play clock as Piedmont checks to the sideline. And Jeff Hall is going to burn his first timeout of the second half with 34.7 seconds to go. We'll take timeout too. This is Piedmont football presented by Rob's Ranch. Welcome back to F&M Bank Stadium. Third quarter coming to a close here as Piedmont faces a 4th and 2 from the Noble 45-yard line. The offense staying on the field here and looking to capitalize on the good field position. Phelps, the quarterback. Ball spotted on the left hash. The pitch out wide. It's Hendren. Cuts up field. Makes a man miss at the 45, and he's got the first down.
Big first down from Hendren right there. Kept pushing, used his 6'4" frame to reach for the pylon, or at least where the invisible yellow marker should be.
That's right. Give him 4 yards. Down to the 42. They spelled it between the 43 and the 42. So we'll give him 4 and a first down and 10 for the Wildcats, as that might be the final play of the third quarter. We'll see if Piedmont gets to the line and snaps this. 5 on the game clock. Phelps does snap it. The give is to Detar. Splits defenders. It's actually Joey Mars all the way down to the 32-yard line. Gain of 10 on first down. Oh, it looks like the line judge is going to mark him just short, so it'll be second and a short 1 when we come back with the start of the fourth quarter. After 3, it's Noble 20, Piedmont 17. This is Wildcat football presented by Rob's Ranch. Start of the fourth quarter here at F&M Bank Stadium. Piedmont trailing Noble 20-17 as the Wildcats face a 2nd and 1 from the Noble 33-yard line after the 9-yard run for Joey Mars, who is into the game for the first time tonight. He is the back behind quarterback Bo Phelps here on second down. Ian, certainly with 2 quarterbacks on the field, lots of possibilities here as the umpire stops play here for a moment. Not sure
It's the clock.
what it is. The clock has not been set yet. Now we're good to go. Good eye by the umpire. Might have been playing here all night. 30 minutes later, coach is like, what? Why does it still say 0? 2nd and 1, Wildcats. Ball spotted on the right hash, moving right to left now across your phone screen. The give is to Mars, and he pushes the pile forward down to the 31-yard line. That's a first down for the Wildcats and a gain of 3 for Mars. So the Wildcats move the chains again. Hunter Kellogg in on that tackle.
Before the ACL injury in his junior year, this is where Jerry Mars was used as a running back option. And it looks like nothing's faced him so far.
With Morrison seemingly a little bit banged up with that left foot, and Brock Detar getting 20 carries thus far tonight. Got to lean on somebody. Phelps pitches it wide to Johnny Jones. He's got space on the left side, gets a nice block, gets inside the 25 and ushered out of bounds at the 21-yard line. Pickup of 10 on first down. That'll be another first down for the Wildcats. And Johnny Jones, 3 carries, 23 yards tonight.
And good block by Jacob Englund, who pushed the defender a little bit away so that way Johnny Jones can get that extra yardage for the first down. Johnny Jones with a heck of a run there, but credit to Englund with the block.
Excellent pitch that time by Phelps, right on the money. Hit Jones in stride. Jones able to turn the corner with no one on the outside. Wide receiver either side here for the Wildcats. It's Mars picking his way, hurdles over the line, and is decked by number 57, Isaac Gifford. That'll still be a gain of 4 down to the 17-yard line, where it will be second down for the Wildcats.
Yeah, he looked like he got rocked there. It looked like he was up in the air for a quick little bit right there. Credit to Joey Myers for pushing it forward and getting 5 yards on the play.
10:34 and counting in the fourth quarter. Piedmont still trailing by 3, 20-17 after a scoreless third quarter. Phelps pitches it out wide to Hendren and a flag on the play.
Looks like false start on the Wildcats.
And that is the call indeed. So push them back 5 yards. First penalty of the second half for Piedmont after 6 for 55 in the first half. Still 7 for 60, not where you want to be if you're Piedmont. So it'll make it 2nd and 11 from the 22-yard line now.
It's not the worst thing, but again, they went a whole quarter without having a penalty. Quite impressive, and you were hoping that they wouldn't do that right there, but no way. You're in field goal range, I would say. So if you were to either go for it or kick a field goal, you're in a win-win spot right here, I think. Just don't turn the ball over. So what's going on here?
Not sure what. Oh, it looks like there is a Noble player on the far side of the field getting stretched out for a cramp. I think it was Brandon Harper who was over there on the far side of the field stretching himself out a moment ago, and it is indeed Harper. Looks like he's going to hobble over toward the Noble bench area. So a timeout on the field here with 10:24 to go as the officials moving everyone back toward the line of scrimmage. Again, 2nd and 11. Ball spotted at the 22-yard line for the Piedmont Wildcats, moving right to left on this beautiful Friday evening. Great crowd on senior night, Western night for the student section. It's been a fun first half, probably a third quarter to forget for both teams. And now Piedmont on the move here to start the fourth quarter. Phelps takes the snap. Pitches it out to Hendren. Hendren turning the corner. Nice block on the outside. 20, 15, keeps his feet in bounds, gets inside the 10-yard line. No, they mark him out at the 14. Pickup of 9 for Hendren on his third carry of the evening. Nice little bit of footwork along the sideline. Looked like he might have stayed in bounds, but the official on the far side, a considerably better view than us here on the far side in the press box. So give him 9 on second down. It'll make it 3rd and 3 from the Noble 14-yard line. obviously well within Preston Fancher's range, but you certainly want to get this first down.
And you want to chew up as much clock as possible in the process. So I wouldn't be surprised if they waste a little time here.
Oh, loose ball on the field. Looks like Brock Dietar fell on that one back at the 16-yard line. Actually, it was Mars who fell on it back at the 16-yard line. So it'll be 4th down for Piedmont. And they will indeed send the field goal unit on.
That might cost them later on. That's a crucial 3rd down play, and you botched the snap right there. Very unfortunate. Fancher, who kicked a 42-yard field goal earlier in the game, now has
this one's going to be a 33-yarder from the right hash for the right-footed Fancher. Looked like Noble might have jumped off sides. Fancher sends the kick up, and it is good from 33 yards away to tie the score at 20 with 9:22. And Fancher coming off in a world of glee there. Looked like Noble might have jumped off sides there. The Piedmont sideline certainly thought so, but the line judge said he did not jump into the neutral zone. Just a reminder, coming up next, after we are done here tonight, it'll be Friday Night Finals with Joel Reagan and Randy Renner right here on Crossover Radio Sports, your home for sports talk from or with a purpose. regular time between possessions. Good gosh. Back to action here. It's Brock Dutar up the middle for Piedmont. Gains 6 on first down up to the 40-yard line. And a nice carry there on first down by the senior as we are at 6:15 to play in this one. Tied at 20 between Piedmont and Noble. Ian, it has been a great game this evening, an exciting first half, lots of offensive fireworks, a third quarter to maybe forget, but Piedmont's controlled this fourth quarter thus far.
Absolutely. Now you're playing with house money.
2 wide receivers left, one to the right, ball spotted at the far hash. Phelps puts it in the belly of Dutar, running left and just taken down by the ankles by number 71. That is Hunter Kellogg with his third tackle of the evening. Makes it 3rd and 2.
So let me explain what I meant by house money. You have 5 minutes left to go. You have around 60 yards to the end zone. You have a good kicker. If you could get this first down here, you could chew up as much clock as possible and end the game on a Piedmont score.
3rd and 2, ball spotted at the Piedmont 42-yard line. They need the 44. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Phelps gives it to, I believe that's Joey Mars, fighting, battling, leans across the 44-yard line. That's a first down for Piedmont. Extra effort there from Joey Mars. A tremendous effort by the senior. Give him 2.5 there, and that's enough for the first down for Piedmont.
Kept fighting on that one. Credit to the offensive line who kept pushing. They're like Dory, they kept on swimming, but it's football, so they're running. Holy cow, what a great play from Joey Mars.
So 1st and 10, a fresh set of downs for the Wildcats. 4:47 and counting. Ball on the left side of the field. Phelps pitches it out to Hendren. He's got space. Nice block outside by Riggs. Runs down the sideline, breaks a tackle, 35-30. Ushered out of bounds at the 25-yard line by L.T. Taylor with a big gain on first down. 31 yards for Caden Hendren, and that pitch right on the money by Bo Phelps.
What a play from Hendren. Kept pushing, kept running, had daylight, had green grass in front of him. He has done it all for Piedmont tonight.
1st and 10 on the Noble 25-yard line, 4:33 to play. Tied at 20. Ball spotted on the right hash now. 1 wide receiver to either side for Piedmont. Phelps gives to Mars off right tackle. And he will gain about 3 down to the 22-yard line. And now it's time to just chew clock for this Piedmont Wildcats offense. Both teams with 2 timeouts remaining with 4:15 and counting. If you're Noble, you certainly have to think about using some timeouts if Piedmont's able to get another first down here. Plenty of time remaining as currently stands, as we're under 4 minutes now as Piedmont comes to the line of scrimmage. 10 on the play clock. Phelps pitches it out wide. Johnny Jones met in the backfield by Harper. Escape. No, it's Decatur Warrior. Reverses field. He's got a blocker in front of him. It's Phelps. Cuts inside and only gained 3, but though about lost 10. And Decatur Warrior makes it a 3rd and much more manageable as he gets down to the 19-yard line. A lot of running for 3 yards, but it saved about 10.
Decatur Warrior, how did you do that? Holy cow, what a play. Keeps Piedmont in good position. My goodness.
So 3rd and 4 from the 19. Phelps checks to the sideline with 7 on the play clock. And Jeff Hall going to use his second timeout of the half with 3:43 to play. We'll take timeout too. This is Wildcat football presented by Rob's Ranch. Little Brock Dutar, first down and more as he gets inside the 15-yard line. down to the 13. Strong running by the senior, gain of 6. And the Wildcats move the chains again.
What a play from Brock Detour right there. Keep pushing. It's what he's been doing all game. Up the middle, 5 yards. Up the middle, 4 yards. And he got what the Wildcats needed on that play.
24 carries tonight for Brock Detour, approaching the century mark here on senior night with Wesley Morrison a little bit banged up. One wide receiver left, 1st and 10 Piedmont. Detour up the middle again. Gets down to the 11. It's a gain of 2. Under 3 minutes to go.
At the 13, 2 minutes left. You have time to kill.
You got to wonder when Noble will use those final 2 timeouts. Because it's certainly possible for Piedmont to bleed off, a good, let's see here, doing quick math here. You can get it probably close to about a minute before Piedmont would use that final timeout if they don't get the first down. 2nd and 8. The give is to Detour, running left, spins up the middle. Going to be taken down at the 6. Gain of 5. Offensive line fired up, and there's timeout number 2 for Greg George and the Noble Bears.
Smart timeout.
The 26th carry of the night for Brock Detour, bringing up a 3rd down and 2. Big moments here. 3rd and 3 for Piedmont from the 6-yard line. And Ian, there's no reason to do anything else with 2 minutes left and put the ball in the belly of the guy who got you this far, senior Brock Detour.
Absolutely. You said 24 carries?
He's up to 26 now.
Up to 26, man. Look, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. You need 3 yards. Brock Detour can give you 3 yards. He can get you a little more than that, too. With 1 timeout for Noble, though, it makes me a little interested to see if Piedmont were to kick a field goal on the 4th down play, would they burn that timeout, or what would they do there? Late game strategy, always important in these final minutes.
Both teams back to the line of scrimmage. Ball spotted middle of the field at the 6-yard line. 1 wide receiver to the right. Phelps gives it right up. Oh, he keeps it, trying to get outside to the right, and he's going to be taken down for a loss back to the 9-yard line, and Greg George, Johnny on the spot, burns that last timeout with 1:58 to play. Nice pursuit on the outside by the Noble defense, and Greg George giving a bunch of attaboys in the defensive huddle right now.
That was a great defensive play by Noble right there. Bo Phelps trying to fake him out, which they all thought it was going to go to Detour, but Bo Phelps said, I'm going to go take it, and they were prepared for that. So now, if you're Piedmont, you have to go for the field goal. That's the safest bet, and they have no timeouts left, but you want to be on top. You don't really want to go to an overtime. You want to get it done right here, right now. So you're going to trust on that leg of Preston Fancher, the senior, to get it done for you, to make it a 23-20 game with 1:58 remaining.
Fancher is out there in the huddle with the rest of the Wildcats. He's already hit 2 field goals tonight, the 42-yarder in the first quarter and the 33-yarder that tied the score earlier here in the 4th quarter. The Wildcats have controlled the clock for the majority of this 4th quarter. Noble just a single possession with a couple of first downs. Did not take much time at all on the clock. And it is Fancher trotting out there with the rest of the Piedmont offense. Ball spotted at the right hash. So this will be a 26-yard field goal from the right hash here for the senior Preston Fancher.
They jumped.
Oh, and it looks like the Noble Bears might have jumped.
That's 5 yards. That's a first down.
We might have to see based on the sticks from our vantage point, I don't know if it's enough for the first. The first down marker looks to be just between the 3 and the 4 yard line. I think it is still 4th down. It is 4th and less than 1 at this point.
Well, now the plan changes. If it's less than a yard, do you trust your offense to get you there, or are you gonna kick it again?
Fancher staying on the field. Phelps directing traffic, and Jeff Hall is going to burn his last time out.
Okay. Not a great position for Jeff Hall. If you trust your offense enough, you can probably go for the 4th down. But at the risk of having no timeouts left, you could waste clock and you end up going to overtime. Do you play it safe, and with Noble having no timeouts with less than 2 minutes to go, do you decide we're going to kick the field goal and I'm going to trust in my defense, or are you going to put trust in your offense?
I think you take the points here. Your defense has played extremely well in the second half, especially against the run. I like what the defense has done in the second half enough to go ahead and kick the field goal, take the points. Although a 21-yard field goal from the right hash is it's not an easy kick. I mean, that's a big angle for Fancher. And he will head to, no, he's still out there, okay? So they are still going for the field goal here on 4th and 1 from the 4-yard line. So it's going to be a 21-yard field goal from the right hash. Tough angle here for the right-footed Fancher.
Can he get it?
Hold. Kick on the way. And it is good. Preston Fancher gives Piedmont the lead with 1:54 remaining. His 3rd field goal of the night. And the Wildcats lead 23-20 with 1:54 remaining. And Ian, the seniors have come up huge here tonight. Brock Tatar, 26 carries. Preston Fancher, 3 field goals. And, of course, Caden Hendren a little bit all over the place. As always, Joey Mars has come up big in the second half defensively, as well as with a couple carries on offense. It's senior night. What else would you expect?
It's senior night. That's when the dogs come out, the seniors, knowing that, with all the COVID, you never know when the season ends. So they're going to give it everything they have, and they have proved it tonight with Hendren, with Fancher, with all of them. They've stepped up tremendously. And now you have to provide a big stop on defense. And Noble's going for 7. I don't think they trust their kicker enough, so they're going for the touchdown.
Plenty of time for Noble. No timeouts either way. 1:54 to go. Fancher to send this one deep to L.T. Taylor, who's standing back at his own 7-yard line.
Nice
Fancher
boot.
the boot, and that is going to bounce and go out of bounds. So a slight error there for the senior. So that'll be 1st and 10 Noble at their own 35-yard line.
That was a good-looking boot, too.
Nearly a perfect coffin corner, dying on the spot there. But instead, it will be Bears ball. 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. 1:54 to play. 23-20, Piedmont leading this one. Looking to bounce back on senior night after last week's loss to Putnam City North. 2 wide receivers right, tight end right, 1 wide receiver left. Taylor the man in motion. Fisher fakes the give. Has time. Now is being pressured. Takes off and runs. Crosses the 40 and gets up to the 43-yard line. Ball popped free, but they mark him down.
McGuire's a little banged up right there.
He's
That's
slow
not
getting
good.
out the field. Nobles, no timeouts. Gain of 9 on 1st down for Fisher.
90 seconds left.
Clock moving with 1:30 to go. Noble not in too much of a hurry here, actually. 3 wide receivers left, 1 to the right. Fisher takes the snap. He's looking left, fires it to Taylor. Getting across the field, gets free. Crosses midfield. Mars ripping at the football. He's going to be taken down at the midfield stripe by Mars.
The clock stops.
Gain of 6 for Taylor.
They have 50 yards to go, 68 seconds to do it.
Clock is moving, 1:05 and counting. 3 wide receivers right. Wide receivers were not set here on the near side.
That's huge.
So a false start on Noble there. Gabe Hudson, the guilty party. Looked like Noble's receivers here on this near side, unable to get the signal in time. The official winds the clock. We're under a minute to play. Fisher, back to pass. Now rolls to his right. Now he's running out of time, and he's going to be taken down by number 54 for Piedmont. That's Ethan Zerger. Close to a horse collar tackle there, but fortunate it was not. Gain of 8. Clock still moving. 36 seconds to go. Noble using a lot of time here. Fisher rolling left.
He's using a lot of time running the ball.
And he's tripped up. And he falls intercepted. He's going to take it down the sidelines, and Piedmont is going to win. Unbelievable.
And who is that? Katie Hendren. Who else?
An unbelievable play as Colin Fisher being taken to the ground for the sack. He throws it, trying to throw it away, and Hendren with the interception. About a 60-yard return down the sideline for the touchdown.
Holy smokes. What a mistake from Colin Fisher, who's been playing like a veteran all night. Made a sophomore mistake right there. Should just threw it out of bounds, but he threw it to the side. And who else got it? Caden Hendren. Holy smokes. As Talon Cope comes on the kick. Bubble snap. Talon Cope falls on it. So extra point is no good. It is 29-20. So it's a 2-possession game for the Wildcats. And it looks to be out of reach for the Noble Bears.
17.9 seconds to play. An unbelievable sequence of events there. You gotta feel bad for the sophomore, just trying to make a play, trying to keep things alive. I mean, he was pretty much down on the ground when he threw that pass.
He's had a heck of a
Impossible
game.
from that spot to get it out of bounds pretty much. And just an unbelievable sequence there. That's going to send the Wildcat fans here home happy.
He's had a heck of a game. That's honestly the first crucial mistake he's made all game. He's been playing really well, and it was very surprising to see him do that. As the Wildcat faithful is living, and Piedmont looks to go up 2-1 on the season with a big win as they go and face Guthrie next week at The Rock. Not Dwayne, The Rock at Guthrie.
So Piedmont to send this one away. 17.9 seconds to play. 29-20, our new score. Fancher, one of the heroes of tonight. 3 field goals made tonight. He will be sending this one away. LT Taylor standing inside his own 5-yard line, ready to receive it and try to make a miracle happen. And Fancher boots this one out of bounds as well.
How about that for a senior night, huh?
Sheesh. Unbelievable. So Noble 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Going to try to make something happen here with 18 seconds to go. Five wide receiver set here for Noble. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Fisher swings it out quickly to Taylor. Tries to cut up field. He's going to be tackled inbounds at the 40-yard line as the clock ticks under 10 seconds. And that should just about do it as the Piedmont Wildcats overcome a 2017 deficit. They shut out the Noble Bears in the second half and come away with a 29-20 victory over the Bears on senior night here at F&M Bank Stadium. And Ian an exciting game, a thrilling finish. And teams going through the fist bump lines tonight. No handshakes, no waves tonight, just fist bumps. And we'll take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll break down this game and look ahead to next week against Guthrie. Again, your final score from F&M Bank Stadium: Piedmont 29, Noble 20. This is Piedmont football presented by Rob's Ranch. Welcome back to F&M Bank Stadium. The Wildcats, a 29-20 win over the Noble Bears. This is post-game show here on Crossover Radio Sports, your home for sports talk with a purpose. Reminder, coming up next, Friday Night Final with Joel Reagan and Randy Renner right here on Crossover Radio Sports. Be sure to stick around for scores from all over the state tonight, as we had ourselves quite a thriller here tonight, Ian. An exciting offensive display in the first half, 20-17. Noble led it at the break, but the Wildcat defense pitching a shutout in the second half, and they did it in a not a traditional way. Colin Fisher for Noble, the only incompletion he had in the second half was that pick six there at the end by Hendren.
Credit to him. He did really phenomenal tonight. And if Chili comes back, I think you got yourself a quarterback controversy on your hand. Colin Fisher did great tonight despite the loss and the interception.
He did indeed. 17 of 22 was Fisher tonight for 219 yards, 2 touchdowns, and the pick. Great job for the sophomore, but this is all about Piedmont tonight as the Wildcats really clamped down defensively in the second half and then did just enough on offense. The third quarter, not something to write home about on either side tonight, but the fourth quarter was all Piedmont. They controlled the clock, got the 33-yard Fancher field goal to tie the score, and then the 21-yard Fancher field goal for the go-ahead points. And then, of course, the pick six by Hendren to seal the deal for the win. And Ian, offensively, Piedmont seemed to get their groove back. Had a couple fumbles, one lost on some erratic pitches, but they did a lot of good tonight and really seemed to kind of right the ship after a dismal display last week against Putnam City North.
Absolutely. They have they fixed that turnover problem, which Jeff Hall acknowledged in our pregame show. They did all the right things. They had one turnover that got by them, but they did really phenomenal. I think they won the turnover margin, if I'm not mistaken. Or was it even? Because they both had one interception.
One interception and one fumble lost each. So, yeah, it was even.
Only 2 turnovers. That's an improvement from last week, which it was at 5. So, absolutely take that, and I'll take this win. Because during those final minutes, my heart was racing.
Yeah.
Because we knew we had a good finish.
Indeed. Running through the final stats for you first for Piedmont. Wesley Morrison banged up all night, just 4 carries, 7 yards tonight. Did not carry the football in the second half. Hopefully he'll be back to his usual self by next week against Guthrie. 3 carries, 23 yards for Johnny Jones. Brock Detar, the senior, carrying the load tonight, 26 carries, 94 yards, and a touchdown in the first half. Ian, he was just awesome, carrying relentlessly, pounding up the middle, night in and night out tonight.
Absolutely. Brock Detar stepped up when they needed him. Phenomenal work from him. Very impressed with his performance. I think we'll see more of him in Guthrie for sure. Again, really balanced running attack. You have guys, Johnny Jones, Decatur Warrior, Jacob Anglin, Joey Mars, even tonight, Caden Hendren. You have guys that can run for you. All of them. And it's going to be phenomenal to see what they do against Guthrie, which is going to be a big game in my opinion.
It will be. Starting district play, always an intriguing thing as you transition out of non-district games. 5 carries for 21 yards for Joey Mars there in the second half alone. 2 carries, 12 yards for Decatur Warrior. Phelps, the quarterback, officially finished with 4 carries for 3 yards. And Caden Hendren, 4 carries, 59 yards. The big 31-yard run setting up Piedmont for that go-ahead field goal late in the game. And that's about it offensively for Piedmont. With the triple option, if it's not rushing, you're probably not going to find it. Officially 0 for 2 for Phelps with an interception, passing the football. No pass attempts in the second half for the Wildcats. Pretty much just the way you'd like it if you're the Piedmont offense. Individually for Noble, 1 carry, -5 yards for Tavion Gibson. Givens. Fisher finished 7 carries, 27 yards. 5 carries, 6 yards, and a touchdown for Sean Gillespie. 11 carries, 32 yards for LT Taylor, who had 5 carries for a single yard in the second half alone, as the Wildcats defense really clamped down on him. Brandon Harper, 2 catches, 62 yards and a touchdown. Both of those in the first half. The touchdown was 55 yards, and Harper did not see the ball in the second half at all. 12 catches, 78 yards and a touchdown for Taylor. 1 catch, 39 yards for Caden Dominy. 1 catch, 22 yards for Trevor Wardrop, and 1 catch for 18 yards for Gabe Hudson. And again, Colin Fisher, the sophomore, 17 of 22, 219 yards passing, 2 touchdowns, and an interception. And really the biggest blight for the Wildcats tonight, 6 penalties in the first half, but they cleaned that up in the second half too. Just a single penalty for 5 yards in the second half. And then, of course, Preston Fancher was awesome tonight. 42-yard field goal in the first quarter, and then a 33-yarder and a 21-yarder in the fourth quarter to put Piedmont ahead for good. And then, of course, the 60-yard pick 6 for Caden Hendren to polish things off tonight as the Wildcats move to 2-1. Hendren, of course, also had the 85-yard kick return in the first half. He did literally everything tonight except throw the football and line up under center.
Hey, that might be what we need to do against Guthrie, because that was phenomenal what he did tonight. I am so surprised he has not had a single Division I offer. The way he played tonight, he's an athlete, and he deserves to go D1. And Matt Schnellenberger is looking at me. He said he's got one offer from Eastern Michigan right now. Where are the state schools? Tulsa needs to be hightailing it over here. Oklahoma State should hightail it over here too. Anybody in the Big 12, SEC, Big 10. This guy is a gamer. And Preston Fancher needs to get some offers too. He's kicking the ball great. He's got some. He's got the skills.
Senior night, you wouldn't want it any other way than all of your seniors showing out tonight and showing out in a big way. Hendren, Datar, Mars on defense, Phelps running the show on offense from the quarterback position, Fancher. It was a senior show tonight, Ian, and it was an outstanding performance from the senior group, and just a really special night in what's been a weird season, going to be a weird season, and hopefully we can get through the entire season and look back and say, man, we should have had senior night on regular senior night. But either way, a very special night for these seniors who have done so much for this program, especially over these past couple of years under Jeff Hall.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, I don't want it to be the end of the season, but if that's the way you go out, I'll take that. I don't want it to be the end, but man, what a game for the Piedmont Wildcats. Total team effort. They made the right adjustments that we talked about in the second half. You got to hand it to them. They are a fantastic football team, and I think we'll see them make another run at the playoffs, hopefully.
District play, a new animal, starts next week on the road at Guthrie. 7 o'clock tip time, not yet. 7 o'clock kickoff from Guthrie at the Rock. Excited to make my first trip there. We'll be there for you pregame starting at 6:40 here on Crossover Radio Sports. Big thanks to our sponsors tonight, Rob's Ranch, for sponsoring Piedmont football all season long. Stonegate Center, a new sponsor with us tonight, and Stonecutter Leadership Live, our new halftime sponsor. Big thanks to those folks and the work that they are doing in their respective fields. Look forward to next week on the road at Guthrie. Again, 7 o'clock kickoff, 6:40 for the pregame show here on Crossover Radio Sports. For Ian Nickel, I'm Luke McConnell saying good night from Piedmont.